It's time to be in control of everything that happens in your life. Yes, I know that not everything can be controlled. I mean, there are some things that happen and you know you can't control them. But there are a lot of things, a whole lot of things about your life that you can control. And I'm here to tell you about them. Hello guys, it's so amazing to be here today, to be talking to you. I always have to wait for a whole week before releasing another video, and I think that this should change because it's so hard waiting for a whole week before releasing another video to talk with you guys. So how are you? I hope that you're good. I hope that you're keeping safe. I hope that you're healthy. Today we're gonna talk about I don't know if I should call this a rant because it's just something that has been on my mind for a very long time, and I don't really know if I should call it a rant or something. It's not necessarily a how-to video like we normally do, but it's a video that I think would really influence a lot of people who are probably in that situation that I have been in. And so let's just jump right into it. My name is Esther Lakesh, and this is Mindful Living. And Mindful Living is basically about being intentional about a lot of things. Probably things that you already know, but you haven't really taken into consideration and applied them truthfully to your life. And I'm just here to remind you and to inform you of the ones you don't know. So let's jump right into it. If you are yet to like and subscribe, please like and subscribe. You know that this channel would do better if only you'd subscribe and like the video and share them. So please like, subscribe and share. And if you have shared this video to like 5 or 10 people, you can place something in the comment section just to let me know that you're my darling and my sweetheart, and I will love you forever. Alright, so if you liked or shared this video, just put it in the comment section. Share the video to like 5 or 10 people and write share in the comment section so I can send you a heart. Okay? Alright, so today we're talking about owning your life. Now, I know that a lot of people say it once in a while, you know, you have to own it, you have to own it, you have to own it. But are you really owning it? Do you ever feel stuck at some point in your life where maybe there are goals that you set, or there are things that you really want to do, but you just find yourself not doing them? Or are you one of those people who blame others for things that probably you haven't achieved, or things that you really wish you could do, but you know you're just stuck? You're just stuck somewhere, not being able to achieve those things, and you end up blaming other people, maybe blaming your environment, or blaming your upbringing or where you came from. I think that it is time to sit up and own your life. I mean, I just feel like a lot of us need to take responsibility for where we are right now. You need to take responsibility for where you are right now. You need to take responsibility for how far you have come. Yes, I know that God has helped you, God has protected you, God has kept you, but you know that you're not where you planned to be at this point. And so what do? Rather than blaming people, blaming your environment, blaming your family, why not just take ownership and say, look, I am here because of me. I'm here because of the chances I refused to take. I'm here because of the few chances that I decided to take. Why not just put yourself in that position, rather than saying, oh, my mother did this or my father did this? Look, as long as you say to yourself, I'm going to pay this price, this is the price I want to pay to get to where I want to go, look, you're going to go farther. Because why? You have placed yourself, you have decided, okay, I'm paying the price. Okay, I'm placing myself here and I'm paying the price. Sorry, let me just do this. Sorry, I always have issues with AC because like I have a very freaky temperature. I have a very funny temperature. I get cold and I get warm, and it's just crazy. It happens, I'm so sorry. Okay, so what was I saying? Now you need to decide, look, I don't care where I am, but I'm going to be a master. at whatever I do. Now, who is a master? I need to start from there. Now, Oprah Winfrey defines a master as someone who has been able to rise above the difficulties, who has been able to step in and own the trajectory of your life, basically. Let me just read a little from what I wrote here. Oprah Winfrey defines a master as someone who has been able to step in and own the progress and trajectory of their lives. Okay, now I totally love this, because she doesn't talk about your environment. She doesn't talk about where you've been. She doesn't talk about, oh, maybe because of what you have been through, maybe you have to consider where you're coming from and blah blah blah. No. She says that a master is someone who has been able to step in. In other words, it means that you could have a life and not even be in it. Do you understand me? You could have a life and not really be in your life. Okay, so when you make the decision to actually step in, that's when things begin to change, because you have taken responsibility now for those things that you want to happen in your life. I know that there are enemies, there are haters, there are friends and family members who not necessarily hate you, but who do not necessarily hate you, but maybe they don't just see the goals you're seeing. They don't just see the dream you're seeing. And it's possible. I mean, I have had that issue in my life. Growing up, I always knew I wanted to be a model or an actress. I just knew I wanted to be out there. I wanted to be in the face of everyone, because I had a lot to offer. And so I said, look, you know what? I need to be something that people can look up to and look at. And so I really wanted to be an actress. But what happened? My family did not enjoy that dream that dream that I had. I'm telling you, I mean it was frustrated at every turn. Not because they didn't like me or they didn't like my dream. Okay, let's just say they didn't like the dream. They didn't just see how I could be a responsible woman if I grew up and became an actress, or if I became an actress while I was young. And you can't totally blame them, because there are testimonies of people who became stars and took the wrong turn. So they didn't want me to be like that. Now, because of the fact that my family greatly influenced me, I stopped dreaming. Okay, I stopped dreaming to be an actress. My decision was, okay, just go to school, get a degree, get a job, and start surviving. But what happened? After a while, I said, you know what? This has got to stop. Unfortunately, I did that very late, because I was already in my 20s when I decided to go back into acting. But what am I saying? I decided to own my life. I wouldn't say, oh, I'm here because my family did this. No. They did what they thought was best for them. They did what they thought was best for me. You know, they didn't want me to disgrace the family name and all of that. And so they did what they thought was best for me at that point in time. But what I'm saying is, you need to get into your own life and really own it. Decide what you want to do with yourself, and decide where you're going, and ask yourself, am I willing to pay the price for that? You know, one thing I realized, if you do not plan your life, if you do not decide your life, if you do not own your life, somebody else will own it for you. If you do not plan your life and decide where you want to go, someone else will determine the direction of your life. And that's just how life is. Someone else will plan your life for you if you do not plan it. Someone else will determine the direction of your life if you do not determine the direction that you want to go. Now, for those people who blame their environment or their families, I'm going to look at just a few people, okay? Some people even blame their physical attributes. Okay, at a point I was even blaming my size for not being able to get roles, because every time I go for a role, they're like, oh, this is an action movie, we need ladies who are fat, who are big, who are very tall, who are busted. Now I'm about 5.4, okay, so I'm really short. Okay, I'm about 5.3, 5.4, so I'm really short. So now I go for auditions and they say, no, we need a lady who is small, who is big. You're too small for this job, you're too small for this role. Now I am 20 something and I am this size. You can imagine what size I was when I was like 18, 19 or even 20, you know. So they always told me I wasn't going to fit in. But that did not discourage me. I kept on moving forward. Now, a lot of us have more serious issues, like maybe you don't have a leg or you don't have your 2 legs. But I would like us to look at the life of the Christian evangelist, Nicholas James Vujicic, who was born without limbs. Now, if you don't know him, please Google him. He's an amazing guy. He's an inspiration to me and to millions of people. You know, he's an amazing guy. And I love watching him. I love listening to him. I love listening to everything that he says. Why? Because he's an inspiration to me. And I'm like, if this man can do this and rise above all these difficulties and all the self-esteem issues that he might have been attacked with, because I'm sure that he has had to deal with a lot of those things, you know, self-esteem issues, inferiority complex and all that stuff. If he has been able to rise above and actually make something out of his life, then why shouldn't I? Because I mean, I could say physically that I can even perform more exploits. So why am I not doing it? Why am I limiting myself? And that question goes to you and everyone else. Why are you limiting yourself? Why do you get depressed? Why do you have self-esteem issues because of maybe your teeth or your hands or your legs, or one leg is bigger than the other? I have this friend who has one leg bigger than the other, and she just feels so bad about herself. And one day I told her, look, would you rather have no legs? Because I mean, I have learned to be grateful for the little things I have, you know, and hope for the things that I don't have. Another person that we can look at is Oprah Winfrey. Now, a lot of us know her story. We know the story of Oprah Winfrey, how she grew up in abject poverty. At a point, I watched an article that said that her grandmother had to sew her grandmother had to sew clothes from potato bags. Like, it was that crazy. She was so poor. She was sexually molested. I mean, you going to school in potato bags, man, you're not gonna have any friends, right? So you would feel lonely, you would feel depressed, you would feel like killing yourself. But we all know how Oprah Winfrey has risen above all those things and become the woman that she is. I mean, everyone just trembles to be in her presence. Do you understand what I'm saying? I remember some days ago I was rewatching a program where she was going to interview the Kardashians, and everybody was nervous, everybody was so edgy and everything. Look, that's the kind of presence that Oprah Winfrey carries now. I mean, it would be a huge and great privilege to be friends with her right now, to even be mentored by her. Do you understand what I'm saying? So her past doesn't really matter right now, except for inspiring people. Her past does not matter. It's inconsequential because she knew where she was headed. She decided to own her life and take charge of it. And that's what I'm telling you today. Now, don't even get me started on Lisa Nichols, who had a child. She had a son. She was with nothing. She had nothing. She had no one. She had nothing. But she made something out of her life from nothing. She decided to own her life. What is common among these 3 people I've mentioned? Okay, I just remembered Steve Harvey. Steve Harvey was living in his car for for over 2 years. He was living in his car, for crying out loud. Can you imagine that? He had nothing. He had no family. You know, he was all alone and poor. But he made something out of his situation by owning his life. Now, one thing that's common with these 4 people I've mentioned is that they owned their life. I don't know what it is you want to do with your life. I don't know where you want to start from. I don't know if you are blaming your environment for where you are now. But one thing I can tell you is you will not move from where you are to where you ought to be if you do not own your life. You need to start owning your life. And as you do that, I know that everything else will fall into place. Now, I'm not saying that everything just falls into place at once. But with time, you even feel better. It starts from the inside. You start to feel better about yourself when you own your life. You start to feel more fulfilled. You start to feel more purpose. You start to discover, look, this is where I ought to be. This is where I should be. And this is what I should do. And I'm going to go ahead to do it. So I don't know if I'm inspiring you, but if you take away one thing from all that I've said, it's you need to start doing something. You need to get going on your dreams, on your aspirations, on those amazing things that you have always imagined or dreamed of doing. You need to start getting up and doing them. Stop waiting. Stop waiting for somebody to help you. Stop waiting for someone to push you. Push yourself and do something about it, okay? So if you haven't liked this channel yet, please like, please subscribe. I know that I still have an incomplete topic, the topic on values, and a lot of people have been asking me, oh, we need the part 2, we need the part 2. Don't worry, part 2 is coming. I before I come here, I have to do a lot of research. I have to do a lot of writing and thinking and reading and all of that, and it's so much fun, but I really want to do all that I can do in terms of researching before I come back to you with the part 2. So don't worry, be patient, and you will get it, okay? But for now, what I want you to do is get going on your dreams and your goals and your talents and everything that you have, especially your strengths. Set new benchmarks for yourself, okay? Set new benchmarks for yourself, set new targets for yourself, and quit blaming the society, quit blaming the environment. Whatever you want to do, do it, okay? As long as it's going to add to the lives of people, as long as it's going to improve the lives of people and add to the success of humanity. And I have a final question for you. What do you want people to say about you when you die? Do you want people to say, oh, she had really nice shoes and she always dressed so good? Or do you want people to say, oh, she touched my life and influenced me in this particular way? What do you want people to say about you when you die? I'm not trying to wish you death, but it's gonna happen. Do you understand what I'm saying? Now, whatever you want people to say about you when you die, start doing those things now. Start working towards those amazing things now. And I know that every one of you watching me, you're smart, you're talented, and you have something amazing on the inside of you that you need to expose and let the world see. And so I need you to reach deep down into yourself and bring those things out, okay? So till I come your way next week, please continue to like and share this video. Continue to like and share all my videos, okay? And I will love you forever. Thank you so much for listening to me till the end. Till I come your way next time, it's Esther Lakesh, and this is Mindful Living. And one last thing I will tell you is, be intentional about your life, be intentional about your goals, be intentional about your talent and your skills, okay? Okay, I love you.